DSP cries it.
Hello, and welcome to James, the Let's Express Lane, where we get you in and out as fast as possible with Button Check reacts to DSP being a bitch. Pretty much anyways. Let's watch.
DSP reacting to Button Check. Buttons that need to be checked. Yo, I made this video about a week or so ago, and one of the topics in the video was DSP saying that he thought content creators were basically ruining the state of the game or the excitement of the game because they were exposing the meta too quickly. Well, apparently, DSP
and doing it for not a profit. That's what blew his mind. If you're not doing this for a profit, why are you doing it?
DSP actually saw the video, and by the way, I'll put the link to that video down below if you guys want to watch it. Well, he's about to watch it. Well, apparently he saw the video. He watches me, I guess, presenting this story. A lot of you tagged me, and you were like, yo, you need to watch him. I want you to watch this. Please react to this. I got the sense that he may be talking shit about me. I don't know. He could not be. I could be wrong. But we're going to find out because I'm going to watch this for the first time. So let's react to this. Let's get it. Can I say this real quick? What in the hell is DSP's actual channel? Because there's so many times I put, and I could be sounding brand new right now, but there's so many times I put in Phil or DSP into YouTube, and all I get are these like people that are, it's almost like the LTG people, right? Where you see
Oh, I love it. You try to find his channel and you can't. That's hilarious.
other people that get his content and they're like memeing him out or stuff like that, but I don't see his actual channel. Is it called DSP or is it called something else? Please let me know in the comments. The one I'm watching right now, this is the one that has, it looks like it has like a clear, you know, picture or a clear video of him watching me. It says DSP gets cooked by comments on famous
Etymology 101, shout out.
Yo, it says DSP gets cooked by comments on famous YouTuber's video exposing his trash arguments on the FGC. First of all, can we say famous YouTuber? They talking about your boy? Am I the famous YouTuber? If I'm so famous, okay, can I ask a couple questions? Why did you put full credit source bottom check? What the what the hell is a bottom check? Link to my video in your description field, and I just see my name is bottom check. And also, if I'm so famous, why does your fucking video have 19,000 views and my fucking video that you're referencing only has like 18,000 views?
Because Memology 101 is awesome.
All right, bottom check. Let's check these bottoms. Y'all ready to check these bottoms? Let's go. Bottom check.
And explain in heavy detail. Here's how I analyzed it all, and here's exposing everything to the world. But again, because there's no actual execution required to play these games anymore, you're making it so any fucking mouth-drooling idiot can now play the game at a meta level because you're exposing the meta for profits.
So there we go. This is cringe. I didn't think it was gonna be this cringe. I'm reacting to this guy. Okay, what kind of fucking universe are we in right now? I'm reacting to him, and now he's reacting to me, and I'm reacting to him, reacting to me, reacting to him. What the hell is really happening right now?
Before we even start, he listened to almost the entire argument I had, even though it was out of context from a detractor. Huh? He actually listened to the whole thing. He didn't just listen to one little out of context part. That, of course, makes me look bad. He actually listened to the whole thing. He gets massive credit for that because most people don't bother to do that. Most people will just listen to the 1 10-second highlight from a detractor and be like, well, that's what Phil said, he's a moron, right? Instead of, wait, he actually listened to the whole clip and it actually made sense because he listened to it. So already I give this guy points for actually being patient and doing the right thing.
Okay, let me say this before okay. Obviously, whoever edited this video is taking shots at DSP. Look at what they put over his head. It's a meme account, right? They don't like him or whatever. So I wanted to present it in a way where I'm not automatically taking shots at, like I'm doing none of these edits. I'm just watching a video. I wanted to react from a non-biased way. You know what I'm saying? I literally just want to see what he said. But when I look through videos, this is the one that I see. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to let y'all know that I'm not doing these edits, and I'm not doing it in a way where I'm like, well, let me talk shit about him. No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm just reacting to this video that I found on YouTube. Anyway, bottom checkers, let's go.
Because he wanted to make a good video. That's what you do when you're a good creator. Okay, now let's see what he actually has to say in response. Okay, here we go.
Because you're exposing the meta for profits. This is hard to watch. How y'all feeling about that? For one, let me say, as a content creator going on 8 years, there's no profits. There is no fucking profits. Trust me, there is no profits. You can make, let's say you make a game for Meta, somebody that's well known, I don't know, let's say a Brian F or something like that. If just that one video, because they're not gonna make a whole series. Rooflemonger's good at doing that, right? He'll like do a breakdown and whatnot. Who else? I'm sorry, there's a whole bunch that don't really come to mind, but the chances of you like really, oh, this is gonna pay my rent this month on this one series, not so much. That's not how that shit works. YouTube is a fucking beast, right? And the FTC is very small in the scheme of things. These fucking profits people talk about every now and then, they're imaginary. No, I'm not saying you can't make some, because definitely there's big names in the community overall. Overall, with the years they put into it, their Twitch, if I could talk, their Twitch streams, their contracts, if they're signed, they're sponsored, numerous sponsors, then okay, they're pulling in something, right? But not just off this one concept that I'm making a combo video. But I will.
So I'm just going to say this very simply, very matter-of-factly. I'm
Okay.
not saying this to insult this man. I'm not saying this to insult any particular creator. If you are exposing the meta of a competitive thing, whether it's a sport, whether it's a game, whatever it is, if it's something competitive and you're exposing the meta of that to the world, you should do it for a reason. And the reason should obviously be a good one. And if you're telling me that it's not for profit, then what the fuck are you doing it for?
I just care about money. I just can't help it. I'm so just enveloped in greed and money. I need money. I need money.
Because you understand that when you were
Exactly. If you're not doing it for money, why are you doing anything? Holy shit, DSP. Holy shit.
expose the meta of something competitive to the world, you have actually destroyed the competitive nature of what it is. For example,
Okay, let me say this real quick before he goes in. I get what he's saying in a sense, because I do believe that people usually have a tendency to create content on like one or two things. One, it's either because it appeals to them and they love it, right? It's something that they want to create, something that they understand. Two, yeah, they want to go viral, or they think it's going to get some money, it's going to get some big hits, right? So yeah, it's usually like one of the two things. In this case, I see what he's saying. Like, you can be doing it. The motivation can be like, yes, this is for this, or this is for that. But that doesn't automatically equal the revenue. It doesn't automatically mean that you're going to get anything from it. Yes, you could do it with the intentions of, I hope it's a banger and I hope it brings in money. In anything at the end of the day, I think if you are a big content creator, like I was trying to say in this video, like your Maximilians, Brian F has a good channel for that, Roofamonger, Core Gaming, his is a little different, but you know what I mean. The bigger channels. When you have a bigger channel and you do that, yes, more than likely it is a good series for you and you're going to bring some money. But I don't think so far on a normal basis, right? And now what he's saying about you realize when you did it, you automatically destroyed it. I don't know, y'all. What do y'all think about that? Do you think that that's what really content creators are thinking? Like, I'm creating this and I'm kind of like a bastard for this because I'm destroying a lot of shit right now by creating meta videos or combo videos. I don't know. I never thought about that. I never heard anybody say that before. I mean, real talk. I'm not trying to talk shit. Like he just said in this segment, he wasn't trying to talk shit about me. I'm not trying to talk shit about him. I'm just trying to understand, because honestly, y'all, I've never heard it like that. And I will say this. Let me say this last thing before I continue. On the last video, yes, there was people talking shit about him, but there was quite a few. There was quite a few. I saw them pop up on my phone. They were agreeing with DSP, and they were like, hey, he has a point. Even the ones that don't like him. Even the ones that don't like him were like, I hate to say it, but... And they agreed with him. So I was like, okay, that's what I like to see, because I always say on the channel, on Bottom Check, I say, it's okay to disagree. Y'all don't have to agree with me. You know what I'm saying? We just having the conversation. Anyway, I'm saying too much. Let's continue.
I want you to just think about this for a second. Michael Jordan, when he was at the height of his game playing pro basketball, did Michael Jordan go on TV and be like, oh, by the way, here's all the tips and tricks that I use to play my game at top level right now and win the NBA championship? I'm just going to lay them all out for you right now. Here they are.
Yeah. ESPN covered that. Local news covered that. Non-local news covered that. Sports Illustrated covered that. Michael Jordan in his prime was on every magazine cover and every single sports topic. So here we are talking about football. Now, how do you think Michael Jordan would do as a football player? Here we are talking about, oh, we got baseball. How do you think Michael Jordan would do as a baseball player? Oh, wait, that one didn't go out so well, did it?
No, he did not do that. He also didn't go to all of his fellow players and people say, oh, here's how you play basketball. No. He kept it to himself so he could be a good athlete. And then years later, all right, down the road, when he's washed up and his time has passed, then he becomes a mentor. He becomes a coach. He passes on that knowledge to the next generation. He doesn't just give it to everyone right now when he's at the height of his prime game and something competitive is going on. All right, again, back in the day in the FGC. Yeah. There's got to be a level of logic here somewhere, and I'm looking for it, and I'm not seeing it. All I'm seeing is everyone wants to be hype on the internet, meme about these characters and shit. Big deal. But then when you go to play the game's ruined within a week. It's so boring. Why did you ruin the game in a week? All right,
What DSP means is, guys, I learned this scrub tactic, and then you guys ruined the scrub tactic by exposing how the scrub tactic can be beat. How am I supposed to use the scrub tactic if you tell people how to beat it?
Continue, because I'm sure he has a lot more to say.
Okay, real quick, I'll just say I see what he's trying to say with the whole Michael Jordan thing. But he said, Michael Jordan just didn't expose the meta. At the end he did when he was washed and he became a mentor to the kids and whatnot. I get where he's going with that. But when it comes to content creators, I think it would be different. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Usually, 95% of the time, content creators are not competitors, so they don't look at it like a Michael Jordan. They just look at it like, this is what I do, this is all I can do, I'm just gonna get there out to the public. And the current pros, the current Michael Jordans of the FGC, they actually appreciate it. I see them right all the time. They're like, yo, we don't come up with the shit. We don't come up with the meta. We don't really do that. The Lab Warriors do, and we snatch that shit from them. But what about the end of Michael Jordan's career when he becomes the mentor? The game of basketball is still going on, and you still got rookies and people playing the game. So couldn't it be said that all the basketball players would start looking at Michael like, hey, motherfucker, don't be telling people the tricks. You're ruining the game. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't that be the same thing? Wouldn't Michael Jordan all of a sudden become the guy that ruins the enjoyment of basketball? I don't know. I could be going way left field on this one. I'm just trying to make sense of the analogy. But do you think that's a fair comparison, basketball to the FGC? And do you think DSP has a point? Right here, right? Where he's like, yeah, it's inevitable. But because of the technology that's going on right now, because there's so much sharing so fast, so quickly, it kind of ruins the enjoyment. I already know how a lot of people are going to react. Hell, look at these comments right here. People are like,
comments off of the detractor video, which is sad because that's not the audience that cares or is going to say anything intelligent. We're going to look at the comments on his video, and you're going to see there's actually some pretty intelligent ones.
There is. That's what I was telling you. There was a lot of people on that previous video that were like, he's right. The problem with modern games is that people are learning the game.
The problem is that people are learning the game at too accelerated of a rate that they didn't earn, and it ruins the game too quickly and makes it boring way too fast.
They didn't earn it, guys.
The problem is that people are learning the game at too accelerated of a rate that they didn't earn, and it ruins the game too quickly and makes it boring way too fast. That's what I said, not that abbreviated version.
And then, wasn't he watching tech videos to beat other players?
No, I was watching matchup videos as if I were attending a tournament in person, which is what I used to do back in the day. I was watching matchup videos to learn how to use strategies and stuff. That's very different than studying the pure meta tech video.
And hypocrite, he wants to gatekeep new people from improving so he can forever feed his ego.
I don't have an ego. I'm never going to go to a tournament and try to
win.
I'm never going to say, oh, I'm the best at a modern fighting game. I'm not a moron.
His ego is
massive. I don't invest the amount of time and effort to ever be good at a modern fighting game. There's no ego here. It's a fact that modern fighting games are being ruined far too quickly, and people don't want to listen to me just because I'm a meme on the internet that everyone loves to hate. The problem is that people are learning the game at too accelerated of a rate that they didn't earn, and it ruins the game too quickly and makes it boring way too fast.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's what he's saying. He's like, I didn't say that quote. I said it makes it boring way too fast because you're learning at an accelerated rate that you didn't earn. So it makes it boring because you kind of, you got the grasp of it. For me, let me say with Street Fighter 6, since I did content so heavy, when I went back to Bogus Journeys and y'all flamed the shit out of me, you know what I'm saying? Because your boy wasn't up to par. I wanted to learn at an accelerated rate. I think anybody, I don't know if it's just people that are, been FGC forever, but losing sucks. Losing is the worst. Losing makes you want to stop playing the game, especially if you can't figure the shit out. So I think in a way it can be said that meta is, these videos are a godsend. People will teach you, pros will teach you how to defend, how to block, at different levels of the game, and it'll thus make the game more enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? If anything, speaking for fighting games, I want all I can get as fast as I can get because I don't want them else. Winning is the funnest fucking thing I can do, and then learning. Iron sharpen irons. Now I want to go to the next level and play those players and then have to learn all again and yada yada. Don't really see that as a problem. Now, mind you, let me say this, devil's advocate. I do see that with some things in the game, right, there could be a sense of like, man, it got boring quick because we learned a lot or certain shit got leaked that shouldn't have got leaked, right? And it kind of dulled the experience. I see that.
Yeah, but since you don't know about DSP, you don't know that it's just, guys, I was using the scrub tactic of the fans. I could use the fans on and no one could beat it. It was great, guys. I could keep winning against even Cammy's using this scrub tactic of Mai's fans. But then they busted out the meta, and now I can't do that anymore. That's all he's mad about, is that Mai's fan tactics got exposed too quickly. He was using that to get her to master real quick. And then it got exposed and it slowed him down. Womp womp.
I understand that point.
The homeless man and convince him there's 0 goblins in a tuna sim. It's just nonsense. It's mind-numbing bullshit. A bunch of idiots screaming at the internet, trying to get group recognition to say, well, DSP's a jerk, so let's all act like we're smart. Look, 49 thumbs up on moronic stuff. Hundreds of thumbs up on moronic comments. Morons stroking morons. But if we actually dig deep, you'll find a few intelligent comments way the hell down here. For example, I understand DSP. Today's fighting games, the characters are limited. There's no uniqueness to the characters anymore. Everyone kind of plays them the same way. Back in the day, in the days of Street Fighter 2, for example, there were many different ways to play with Ryu. There are many legends who were famous for it, like
DSP's
Choi's Ryu was different from Vaille's Ryu. Mike Watson's Ryu is different from Tomo's Ryu. There were more uniqueness and creativity. You kind of stamped your signature on how you played a certain character. Compare that to what Button Check just said. If you're watching top-tier gameplay of Street Fighter 6 and you erase the names, you can't even tell who's playing.
Yeah. Hold on, let's go back.
See my point? Let's continue. The two...
No. Okay, so did I have that in my original video? Because I know I recorded it. I don't know if it made it in the edit. But yeah, I do believe, because there's arguments that always have been made with Street Fighter 6, right? People are like, if you remove the names, you can't tell who's playing because there's no originality left in the characters, right? Back in like 4 or maybe even 2, they were like, you could see a character's movement and combos and yada yada. You could be like, ooh, that's Momochi, that's Daigo, that's Valle. You could tell just by the way they moved because there was more personality, more originality in the characters. I get that 100%. Like, I wasn't saying that. Anyway, let's go.
2 points he actually has. 1, people do all play X character the same way. Some of that is optimization, but I can go as far back as you want to older games that are solved and how the tools are used. I can tell who's playing, even going back to Super Turbo. Something is lost along the way. 2, execution. It does make it much faster to get what you want out of a game, which means you're ready for the next thing. Especially since modern games have more intentional design and clear interactions, it seems like people get to a point of being done with a title much sooner. It also makes it less hype when I see someone pulling off something crazy if it's easier to do. So if the games are insanely easy to play and don't require execution, why are we spoiling the meta within a few days? You're taking all the fun out of the game because the game is too easy. Let's keep going. The truth is, he has a point, but the funny thing is, the message he's trying to get across won't be heard just because it's from him. I bet in the future, someone that most people like is going to say something similar, and the majority is going to like it and respond positively. Who's willing to take the bet? Well, let's see. It literally happened with Street Fighter V. I was the first person to make a rant video saying that it was not a good game only a few months after it released. And then after its life cycle ended and Street Fighter 6 came out, literally the entire FGC agreed.
I also said it was dog shit. On day fucking 1, I was playing with Dirty Low and Metal Fingers, and they were like, no, it's the best. And I was like, this game is dog shit. On day 1, I had bought a new stick. I bought a Street Fighter 5 stick, all that shit. And I was like, I took the day off of work. And I said, this game is dog shit. Anyway, let's continue.
With me.
What's the last game that came out that made you feel like taking a day off work? I really can't think of anything like that. There's been games where I was like, oh, hey, when I go on vacation, I'll play and I'll do a marathon of this game because I'll be on vacation that week. But I cannot remember the last time I went, God, I need to take a day off work. I need to request this day off. Use a pay day off, whatever. Pay time off to play this game on the day it releases. God, I cannot think of a single game like that. What about you guys?
Okay, maybe not the entire FGC, but most competitive players did. The only people who didn't were people who only played Street Fighter V and didn't have a frame of reference to say, oh, the previous games were better. So, yes, this person is 1,000,000% correct.
How do you feel about that, y'all? That comment that said people only disagreed with it because it came from him. Somebody more popular is going to say the same thing, and they're going to agree, everybody, you know, in the future.
What will happen is, in a few years' time, the next big thing will come out, everyone will move on, and people will be like, wow, well, guess what? Street Fighter 6 wasn't very good. There you go. And lastly, DSP made a fair point even if you don't like him. This is content creation in general. Those who live by this type of content, you have to be the first. Elden Ring's ending, the first World of Warcraft raid defeated, opening the new packs in the Pokemon trading card game, and in this case, how to beat Akuma. This is a content creation issue and the nature of the internet, though. Back in the day, sure, the local NYC, French, London scenes aren't going to know about what Japan just found out with Ryu, but that's because the internet didn't exist like it does now. I don't think it's bad as DSP made it out to be, but he does have a point that the character learning process has been greatly reduced due to the internet. If you were back in the day playing in New York City, France, London, Japan, and you were there during the times when people were playing and discovering things, you would be having 10 times more fun than people are having right now watching a video on how to master Mai Shiranui and then practicing those strategies and learning them in a day. You know what? That's all I have to say. I rest my case. Games back in the day, fighting games particularly, were a lot more fun because it wasn't about being the first to spoil, being the first to be notable and get the clickbait views on getting that meta out there and having everyone do the same patterns over and over. The things that everyone do now, repetitively with Cammy, with Jury, with the top tiers, that stuff wouldn't have been discovered for 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, I think that's more of a genre, like experience thing, right? Because nothing beats the local. Like back in the day, that was the local. Our arcade was our local. We were playing with fucking strangers, you know what I'm saying? And we were all hyped for this one thing. But as far as applying it here, because now I'm thinking, is he getting at more of like it's the era? Because when you think back to how we grew up, like in the arcade days, it's sad, but we'll never get those days back like that, man. There were nothing that ever beat that. That's why I hang on to 4 so much, is because We were close still to the arcade days. Now, they weren't here like they were, but people were still going to the arcades playing. I think it was 4. I remember I was able to go and run some sets, and that was the closest I ever got to my childhood, like with Street Fighter 2. There was so much there were so many locals, camaraderie, just friendships, fucking brotherhoods, sisterhoods, like so much that was born just off of that era, and we'll never go back.
Something DSP used to have back in the FGC days until everyone realized he was a piece of shit, and he lost everyone, including Rambo.
There. Nothing will ever, you can learn all the tech and everything online, but it'll never be as hype as how it was. So when going to what he's talking about now, is that the case? Is it more so that we're just in a different era? Is that what he's talking about? Or is it also that he has the point, but like, yeah, but also it's oversaturated. And when shit is oversaturated, whether it's content creation, you know, the meta, exposing shit, leaking shit that shouldn't be out there, is that what's truly ruined the game? Ruining the game? Or is it simply the fact that, nah, we're just in a different era? Could that be, in the end, what it's all about? The fact that we're in a different era and we will just simply never get what we had back in the day? Or it's getting even worse because of the internet and everything is simply oversaturated? Or is it a little bit of both? How y'all feeling? And that it is, ladies and gents. Definitely let me know how you're feeling. Thank you guys for the amazing love, man. This was interesting, y'all. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I honestly thought, man, he might just be talking shit. You know, I really thought that, but he didn't. I mean, he had his points and whatnot, but I thought he was just gonna try to rip my ass a new one, but nah, he actually watched it, so that's what's up. And please, Button Check fam, let me know.
Now, since he doesn't know about DSP, he doesn't understand that, again, it was just, guys, I was able to just spam fan. Come on, my fan. Come on, my more fans. And back in the day, guys, I could have done that for months. For months, I could have just been fan. I could go to local mall tournaments and beat up a bunch of 12-year-olds going fan with my. But now, because of all these assholes putting out videos, they don't even make money on them. They're not even doing them for profit, guys. They're ruining my fan spam with my for no reason. And yet, guys, I don't have any ego. Bitch, you have the biggest fucking ego, but the thinnest fucking skin ever. And I love that Button Check could not find DSP's channel. He had to go through Memology 101. Love it. With that, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.